Hello developers, let's start developing. Today is the last day of 2024 and we're gonna take on the day 22. I couldn't get to it in time because I had some personal issues that I needed to take care of, but I will try to solve it today. Just the first part. It is the end of the year. I'm off to have some partying, to do some partying, so let's take it easy. And the first part is relatively easy. For starters, input is just a series of numbers, so what we're gonna do, we're just gonna say return the lines and map each line to a number. And that's just what we want to do. And now we need to basically deal with some monkeys. They're buying good hiding spots, we have those, and they're giving us their numbers or whatnot. They are shouting out. So basically we have a process through which each of these numbers, which are the seed numbers I would say, get transformed into the next variant or the next whatever. So let's create a function like that. So we're gonna have a function called next. Now we're just gonna have the current value, which is a number, and then we're gonna return the next value. The dummy implementation will just return the current number, so we have only repeating it. It involves, so each secret number, what happens when we need to do. So calculate the result of multiplying the secret number by 64. Okay, and we also have two different operations, mix and prune. Mix a value into the secret number, we are having a value and a secret number. So we're gonna say, we're gonna have a mix method that will take what do we want to, yeah, it's basically two numbers. So we take a first, which is a number, and a second, which is a number, and we return the first XOR the second. So we're gonna need to do that. Now the problem is that we might want to, XOR is kind of weird, and I already talked with some people and things like that, that we're gonna have relatively big numbers in this case. So just for the first part, I will, instead of using number, I will use BigInts. So this will be a BigInt, this is the proper name. And we're gonna return, yeah, I think we need actual, the lowercase thing. So we're gonna do this. And for the next, we're also gonna have it as a BigInt and maybe not use a number array. So yeah, maybe use a number array. And in part one, we're just map input dot map for each x, give us a BigInt of x. So this will give us an array of BigInts. So we have the mix operation, but what is the prune operation? Calculate the value of the secret number modulo that. So we can just do we have a value which is a BigInt, and then we return value modulo this huge number, which is actually a power of 2, and I think all of the coefficients are powers of 2, but this is not a valid thing because this is a BigInt and this is a number. We need to say that this is a BigInt as well, and we do it like this. So now what is the operation that we need to do. Multiply the secret number by 64 and mix it into the secret number. So step 1 is we're gonna have the current times not that much but 64, and we need to mix this with the current, and then we need to prune it. Is that correct? Let's read it through and calculate the result of multiplying the secret number by 64. Done. Mix this result into the secret number. Done. Finally prune the secret number. And the second one is divide and round. Mix it, prune it. Dividing by 32 and rounding can be also implemented by downshifting a number, so I think I will do that, because I kind of like that than flooring it. And then we are basically, this is 2 to the 12th, we're upshifting it 11 times, or we can just multiply it, and the operation is always the same. So what we need to do, now we have 1, so we have 2, yeah, something like this, only it's no, we're not gonna mix it with that, we're gonna mix it with 1 downshifted 5 times. And this is a relatively recent addition to JavaScript, that we can do shift operations on BigInts. And we have our 3, yeah, 3, which is gonna be similar, but we're not, yeah, let's have it like this. So we have our active number on the left side. So it's 1 and 1 downshifted, and now it's 2 and 2 upshifted 11 times, or just multiplied by 2048. Big. And then we just return the third number. So I like it to have, we can have one huge return statement that basically does all of this in one step, but I like this way because now we can debug this better and we can see whether something goes wrong and where. So we're just gonna need to do something. Now what do we need to do? Yeah, let's try it. So if a bar has a secret number of 1, 2, 3, the next 10 numbers should be, let's actually test that out. So let's say start is 1, 2, 3, and then we can just say 4, yeah, something like this. Actually, we will do this so we don't need to worry about that. We can say let current equal start and log the current and get the next of the current. Actually, we can do it this way. And let's test this. This is task number 22, npm test 22. So we got these values, and we got them as with the n at the end. Here, let's remove that. Cast it to a number so that we get the values without the n at the end. So then we can say like this, hopefully this will work. Yeah, it does. We're getting the exact values. So we need to generate two different those values, and so if these are our starting numbers, for each of them we will need to basically do this exactly 2000 times. So bigs dot map to a function where we're basically doing this. This is the value, so the current is the value, And this is yet another constant. We don't need to log it, but at the end we kind of want to return it. Let's call it secrets, and let's just console log the secrets and yeah, return 4. We're not gonna get the correct answer now either way, and we don't want to test it, we want to actually start it. So this will go, and we got these numbers. Let's get them in the proper format. It's only 4 numbers, so 429, 152, 962, 524, 524. Yeah, seems like we got what we needed. I will just convert it to a number here so that we don't get the ends but get right proper numbers. Seems okay, and the last thing that we need to do is basically sum them up. I do have a helper method for that, so let's see if it does what we need it to do. It says this number, and that number is the number that we wanted to go to. So let's take our input, and I have a feeling that this will be relatively fast, even though BigInts are way slower than regular numbers in JavaScript, but in just half a second we got this value. Let's see if that is the correct value for our input. And yes, on the last day of the year we did manage to get an extra star, and that is great. So we have 36 stars so far. We have, from what I know, a very complicated and performance intensive part 2. So we will need to take some time to look at it and solve it, but for now we got our star, and with this I think we only have 2 problems that don't even have a single star. That's 21 that I had another failure on, and 20, which I guess I had a bug that I know about. So we'll see those solutions eventually. In the event that you're watching this in 2027 or something like that, there will be a video link somewhere over there about the whole playlist, when you can see also the solutions on 20 and 21, because those exist, I promise. And keep developing.